Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for an extended version of the immediate future of what you don't understand is the Jets suck.
Well, we know that.
And this is Jet Steve Weisgart.
It's Broadway Blanchard over there. Broadway Blanchard.
Good.
So
Okay.
I know we're compressed for time. We don't have
have
extended.
a lot of time. So let me get right to it.
Yeah.
Garden of Life.
How many
40
CFUs?
billion, 40 billion CFUs, but I took 2 for the last 3 days. Why?
Well, because the Jets have wrecked everybody's lower intestinal tract
almost permanently. So
probably
I've been in immediate danger zone mode, and I've been doing everything I possibly can to remove myself from that. Now,
Listen.
I did wear colors today. As you can see, I've got orange,
right?
I've got blue, but I did not designate for what, because the only thing I think is any good in orange and blue right now is the Knickerbockers, who blew a game last night, by the way, for the word blue in a different connotation.
Long season, 84 games.
But they're playing a lot better than the Mets played, and they're playing a hell of a lot better than the New York Football Jets. So, my friends, take your 40 billion CFUs.
Garden of Life.
Get yourself garden ready.
Garden of Life. So
why did I get a thumb up?
I saw the thumbs up for the Garden of Life.
That's what I said. See? So that's it. So people are live with us right now, obviously. And that's what happens when you're as big as we are.
The Jets have found interesting ways over the course of 3 decades or so at this to hurt and scar their fan base, which is already hurt and scarred.
5 straight.
Many Thanksgivings ago, I want to say, I think it was 10 years ago. I think 10 years ago, maybe, I don't know. There was the infamous butt fumble that was the latest insult, and it stuck for a long time.
We watched that together because you were having Thanksgiving with us.
However, the Jets have now introduced a brand new term into the universe. It's called the Fail Mary.
The Fail Mary. And why don't you explain the Fail Mary, which I've been playing football. I've retired a long time ago, but since Pop Warner, I have Super 8 movies of me running the field about this big. I looked that big.
Yeah.
With the helmet that was like this big, because even back then, Carmen and I had big heads. I think I was
big melons.
I think I was a 7 5/8. So I was only 70 centimeters. No, that's what I am now.
So when I played, when everybody on the planet ever played organized football, there's a play called the Hail Mary. And basically what it is a desperation throw, usually of at least 50 yards, if not more,
into an end zone.
Quarterback just throws it as far as he can. Everybody bunches in the end zone, and you pray to Mary that somebody's going to catch this ball and you're going to score a touchdown. The Jets tried one at halftime.
And wait a second, you missed one point. The defense is told under any circumstance,
knock it down.
Knock it down.
However, but that's not the key. The key is the play is called the Hail Mary because they're saying Hail Mary, blah, 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 and they throw the thing, and it's a miracle if it works. Well, the Jets invented the Fail Mary because they threw what was supposed to be a Hail Mary, and a young defensive back on the Miami Dolphins caught the ball on just inside the 1 and ran it back 99 yards for a pick 6. For the first time in NFL history, on a Hail Mary. So it is now called the Fail Mary because the
Now,
Jets
what would have happened if
failed.
the Jets caught it on the 1 yard line and fell down there? Short of
That would
the
be a touchdown or first and goal.
first to go with no time left. Time was running out. That's what you forgot to.
Doesn't matter. Time is not an issue.
It is if you fall
Failed
out of the
Mary. We
No,
failed.
I'm saying it is. That ball didn't actually travel into the end zone like it's supposed to. But that being said, there was nobody in green around that spot. Nobody. Because if there's someone in green, they tackle him right there if he catches it.
No, they were behind him. He was in
Right.
front.
Right.
And they were here.
That's what I'm saying. So
but they jumped up.
Yep.
He just caught it.
He caught
in
it
front by about that much. Took off. 99 yards.
He's on the 20.
So,
he's on the
the
30.
season. If
He's on the
anybody,
40. Now I'm starting to
if
shake my
anybody,
pants.
if anybody was deluding themselves prior to that, then that wipes it all out because I thought the season was over when we lost 2 weeks ago to the Raiders.
Mhm. And you were wrong.
But we lost again to the Chargers. And now we lost on a Fail Mary to the Dolphins. Cooked. Stick a fork in it. Over.
Tell me when you're done.
Like the Jets, I'm done.
4-7 is where we sit right now.
Yes, sir.
9 games is going to be the situation that you possibly get into the wild card. If you're 9-8, but 10-7 is going to get into the playoffs. All we have to do is win the next 6.
Oh, no problem.
The next two are very winnable games, especially with or without a quarterback, which we are on one of those ends.
We don't have a quarterback.
But if we win those 2 games, and we then get Aaron Rodgers for the third of those games.
Let me tell you something.
4 games to go.
I will say this. Number one, we've not won 3 games in a row all year.
No, we did win 3 in a row to get back to 500.
3 in a row? Or did we win 2 in a row?
3 in a row.
Mm.
We only won our first game. We lost our next 3. We won our next 3.
And then we lost what?
3.
Against really powerhouse teams like the
Logic says the next
and the Chargers.
Logic says
so listen to me.
The law of averages say we're going to win the next 3.
The law of averages the law of averages says we're due for a win.
Einstein,
and we're playing Atlanta.
Who also, by the way, took probiotics way before its time because that's how smart he was. You didn't know that about Albert.
Okay, so as you and I are speaking,
Garden of Life, baby.
Our Garden of Life. I may have to start taking Garden of Life.
They're here for you.
The playoff odds, as dictated by Las Vegas, Nevada.
What stays there goes there.
What stays there stays there.
What goes there stays there.
Yeah, the 2 teams who are an utter disaster and that they're the only 2 teams that make me feel better. The Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears are both plus 3,000 to make the playoffs. Plus 3,000.
Wow.
Then the next 2 teams also tied. The Arizona Cardinals and the New York Giants are plus 2,500 to make the playoffs.
Okay.
So, right. So those are 4 teams.
I understand. This is getting very good.
The 5th team.
Yes.
The Washington Commanders. They are plus 2,200.
This is getting good.
To make the playoffs. And then holding, again, another tie here in the 6th position, these 2 teams tied are both plus 1,800 to make the playoffs.
So bet 100, get 1,800 back.
Correct. If they make the playoffs.
Or wait, is it bet 100 and get 18,000 because it's 1,800?
It's bet 100. Yeah, it's 18,000.
18,000. Yes.
So if
Because
you
100 plus 180 would be
yes,
you're
plus
saying
180 would
1,800.
be 100 to get 180.
Right.
Bet 100 to get 8 to get
18 grand.
yes. That's the New York Jets right there.
Guess what?
You gonna do it?
Immediately following this podcast, I am going to lay those odds down, not with 1, but 200 beans. Now, I'm not saying I gamble guys out there on the thing because it's friendly play money that I've got from Monopoly, but I'm going to take 2 of these just in case. As
You
my
should maybe
board.
take 4.
And we'll add a big board today.
So keeping that in mind, when the NFL,
So you're saying we have a chance, is what you're saying.
Much like Lloyd Christmas, yeah. So when the NFL lists teams, they list them not by odds, they list them by actual order of schedule and the people in front of them and how it shakes out and where they are in the pecking order of getting in, which is different than Vegas. Vegas is just the overall odds. In the AFC, as you know, there are 16 teams in the AFC.
Yes, there are.
The New York Jets are number 15 out of that 16 listed because of schedule, wins and losses of where they are in the pecking order to make the playoffs. They have to skip over the Titans, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Bengals, the Bills, the Broncos, and the Texans, who they lost to they've
got 2 of those can still make it. 2 of those can still make it in. We need to get by 1 of those.
No, they're on the bubble.
Okay.
All of them are on the bubble. The teams in front of them are in the hunt.
Okay, watch this. We're going to do it.
So there you go.
We're
not 16th. The Patriots, believe it or not.
4 and 7. Let me explain something to you. 4 and 7 has made the playoffs in the modern era 16 times at this point.
Yeah.
Because every one of those, they ran the table.
Yeah.
And 2 of them, by the way, won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Who are they?
I hate to say this, but one was the Giants, who got hot with Parcells.
But they beat the Patriots.
That's right. So there is that. And the other one was, Jesus, I just read it last night. The other one was sitting at 4.
Was it the Raiders?
No, because that was they weren't 4 and 7. It was
Seattle.
Seattle. It was Seattle. Very good call. Okay. Seattle ran the table. Their defense, the Legend of Boom.
Yeah, Legion.
The Giants, their defense, Coke and company.
Yeah.
Whatever they were called. Okay.
Yeah.
Ran the table and ran through. Neither of those teams had a good offense, even a remotely good offense. Okay. One of them did have Russell Wilson in the early days.
Yes.
Steve. I believe it was him because it wasn't.
Well, it would have to be because he was the only one who won a Super Bowl with Seattle.
Right. So one of them was him. On the other hand, Eli Manning, the luckiest quarterback, and great guy, luckiest guy in the history of football.
History of football.
Lucky by far. Off the heads, in interceptions into the defenders.
But the reality of the situation is the Jets are in 15th out of 16 spots. The Titans, who they haven't played, and in front of them is the Chargers, who they lost to. In front of the Chargers are the Raiders, who we lost to.
Okay, but the Raiders are done. The Raiders are going to have 8-9 losses at the end of the game, at the end of the year. The Chargers are going to have 8-9 losses.
If we finish with 8-9, and the Raiders and the Chargers also finish 8-9, none of us make the playoffs, but those two hold the tiebreaker because they both beat us.
But we're not going to finish 8-9. You see, we're going to finish 10-7. I already told you that. 10-7.
So
okay?
reality,
because the next two
is,
games we're going to win and put the breath of hope into it. Aaron Rodgers, who's by the way back at the practice field with the Jets today, okay, or tomorrow, whenever they start practicing.
No.
Yes.
No, he's not. It hasn't happened yet.
It has. You don't know it. I know it.
He's not. Let me put it this way. We right now hold the number 8 pick. Number 8 in the NFL draft.
This is terrible news.
It could get worse. But the silver lining is by getting worse, it could get better very quickly. Because
we don't need anything but linemen.
That's the point is
if a wide receiver.
If we lose, or excuse me, when we lose,
I do not want to pick one of these quarterbacks in the top 5.
Somebody's going to want a quarterback.
I don't want to pick one.
Right in that spot where somebody goes, the top 3 guys, 1 and 2 are gone. This is the 3rd guy. We got to have him and get the Jets on the phone. We need to take their spot. That could be huge for the Jets. Huge. If they don't end up there, they have to take, hopefully one of those 2 guys will be there. And right now they might both be gone by 6. So, but we'll talk about that when it becomes official, because right now I don't even know.
Not going to be anything of it. You understand? I took Garden of Life. I'm ready to help them. This is what's happening. The New York Football Jets win Sunday, win the following week, and then on Monday Night Football, flexed for the New York Football Jets to be on. Aaron Rodgers takes the field, and away we go. By the way, look, can you see my hand right now?
Listen.
It's gone in the atmosphere,
that's on hold.
In the stratosphere. That's where the Jets are going.
By the way, the flex game would be this Monday. No, I'm sorry. Would be 2 Mondays from now, and that's on hold. It was in the cards, but the Jets went ahead and freaking lost in embarrassing fashion in the world's first Black Friday game. Now it's on hold.
They sure put a black stain on themselves there with the Fail Mary.
So
a Fail Mary.
Anyway.
Dude, never, ever, when I saw that happening and unfolding, the pain of every yard was building inside.
Let me ask you this question. Because I know when I went, oh my God. What yard line was he at when you went, oh my God? What yard line?
Well, I had sort of like a layered effect of it. So at the 20 of ours coming out, 20 yards in, I said, holy shit, someone better go get him right now. Just like that. For no reason. Then he crossed the 50, and I said, no fucking way. No fucking way. And all I kept saying was, no way, no way, no way. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was it. So
I said,
it was probably a 50-yard line to make it for sure.
I said, oh my God.
Was the only one left.
Yeah. I said, oh my God, when he crossed the 50, because I'm watching it and I'm going, no, that's exactly what, no way. He crossed the 50. I go, oh my God. And then I didn't say another word until he hit the end zone. And then I lost it. And my kids were sitting there on the couch going,
I mean, yeah, because it was halftime. All right, if we don't get the Hail Mary, you're not discouraged. Just Hail Mary, a Hail Mary is a Hail Mary. You want to get it, but if you don't get it, you're only at halftime. But then we were only down 10-6 by 4 points. And we had just scored. Of course, we missed our extra point.
Yeah. By the way, that was the sign.
It was not good. It was not good.
All right, so I'm done talking about this. Listen,
I'm done. All I can say is
season's over. Season's over.
Metropolitans. I switched. Do we have any
so
Metropolitan info?
Before we go, hold up the Garden of Life.
My friends,
Probiotics.
in times of low energy, in times of stomach pain, in times otherwise described as shitty days, have yourself 40 billion CFUs of these puppies.
Yeah.
And things will change.
Things will change. So speaking of change, the New York Mets, not really a change, but they finally hired a guy to handle the business side of operations.
Really?
The non-baseball stuff.
I thought they had that.
No. So David Stearns is the head of baseball operations.
Oh, okay.
Which is essentially doing the GM work. But there's a whole nother aspect of the Mets that has to be handled. And Steve Cohen.
We don't have a GM now, do we?
Well, he's doing it. He's basically the GM, Stearns. So, but to handle everything else, day-to-day business and from all the other stuff that doesn't include actual GMing type of things, we hired a guy from Bloomberg, a buddy of Steve Cohen, and he will be the president of business operations, which handles everything non-baseball related, i.e. trades and signings and all that stuff. His name's,
but he doesn't pick the players. He just
no, he has nothing to do with that.
He's going to
negotiate. That's all David Stearns.
And then
this guy just handles everything else. So David like Stearns doesn't have to worry about anything else.
The business negotiator. He's like the attorney.
Sort of, but not really. But anyway,
see what this is?
Guy by the name of Scott Havens. It's essentially just letting David Stearns concentrate on baseball-only activities as a GM would, even though he's above that level or pay grade or whatever you want to call it. Because we don't have a GM. Really don't think we need one. But at this point, but anyway, so there's that. And free agency is open. So the hot stove league is the stove is on. Nothing has happened yet. So we'll see.
We're going to keep Alonso. Yes.
Unless, and I don't see this happening, but unless somebody offers something ludicrous, like here's the top 4 picks in our farm system and our middle reliever and our 5th outfielder, he's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. I agree.
So, anyway, so there's that. The Knicks lost last night. It happens.
They lost, but I tell you something. They played a gutsy game. They do as they always do. Is the third quarter is their bugaboo. They tend to screw up in the third quarter and get behind a lot, and then they have to come roaring back. Well, now they did both in the third quarter. They went down by 21, got back to within 6, overtook the lead, and then gave it back.
Yeah, happens.
But listen, the guy made, to win that game, the guy Booker, he jumped up, he was falling out of bounds, and he threw in a 3 with 2 guys on him. Well, what can you do?
Nothing. That's just luck. So it happens.
He threw it, but Brunson made a brilliant move, got free, stepped back from almost center court, went in, went out.
Yeah.
Everyone was deflated.
So listen, before we get to the pearls of wisdom, I wanna make an amends, an apology, a mea culpa.
Mea culpa.
Because our last podcast on the 11th of November, we neglected to wish a happy birthday to the greatest Mets pitcher of all time, George Thomas Seaver. Tom Terrific, the true franchise, Tom Seaver. So
I'll tell you,
there it is. Sorry, Tom.
We love you, and we love you.
We love you. We wish you had you. Let's go Mets.
Let's go Metropolitans.
All right. Pearls of wisdom.
All right. With the Thomas Seaver, we will tell you all things come to an end. The pearl of wisdom. All good things, all great things, all bad things, all in between things. They all have some point of beginning and ending. But in reality, time doesn't truly exist. And that's been proven. Many different theories. The theory of relativity, as I mentioned, the aforementioned Albert Einstein has shown us if we travel at speed or beyond the speed of light, we will actually back time up a bit. And if we could travel at that speed, maybe we could gain time. All kinds of theories, all kinds of different modicum of information that we've got, but we need a major amount of information to figure it out. But
you need Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap.
Could. Or whoever the new guy is doing it.
Right,
now,
the new guy.
Now, that being said, the circle of life, like in The Lion King.
Like in The Lion King.
Okay. When something feeds in a good energy, it tends to grow more good energy. It comes back down and it gives a blossoming new energy. As the old falls off the cliff, the new rises from the soil. So we do have a terrible, terrible loss in Tom Seaver, Tom Terrific. But the energy he left with him, the precision of how he played the game, the passion of how he stood on that mound, the way he tutored all those young pitchers that were around him, including a brand new Ron Darling when he was on his way to not being a pitcher anymore in the major leagues. So in life, yes, we're going to come to an end. You're getting old. Fortunately, I'm still young. Bizarre that I'm older than you, but I'm still young. But I am. Okay. But we both have a limit of time in this particular thing, and I don't ever like to think about it. I need to take tons of them when I think about that. But what do we do during the time we're here? What part of us can become an eternity of giving? The energy we create, the field around us, the memories that we bestow on those that we pass by, live with, run into. So what do you do, my friends out there? You don't brood. You don't hold on. You're not an adult. You're not an adult until you stop putting the blame on others, until you stop making excuses for your things, until you take responsibility for you and spread that out. I do my best to do that. I think in regards of my children, as an example, they'll tell you I'm crazy. They'll tell you I yell. They'll tell you all that, but they will say, and as my son said to me the other day, you know, Dad, you think I don't listen to you? Every single day I hear you in my voice, and that's not just because you yell. I hear the good things that you say, and believe me, maybe I don't admit it because, you know, I'm a teenager, which is pretty astute at that point, but I do hear it. Sometimes, and that's a very rare, I hear that from my wife, that, nah, maybe I don't. No.
Never. But at least you heard it from Shane.
That was Carmen that I've heard it from once or twice. That's
right.
And Rowan once. Yeah, I can remember it. But the bottom line is, you're going to get smacked around. You're going to get hit. You're going to lose deals. You're going to make deals. They're going to break deals. You can do all of that. But when it comes down to is, how do you put this field of love and giving and kindness and intelligence and wisdom, because as we get older, and spread that out and know that that's eternal, because that's going to affect this generation, the next generation, and there on down the line.
Very good.
So there's your pearl of wisdom today.
Like it.
True pearl of wisdom. Don't forget to take these.
Don't forget to take those.
Garden of Life, baby.
Garden of Life. 40
I've
billion
been Broadway
CFUs.
Blanchard all this time.
Broadway Blanchard.
Over there.
That's Steve.
Wise guy.
We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Adios.